Alright everyone, so I've been doing a lot more aquarium stuff lately, and today I wanted to talk about the importance of a liquid test kit. What I have here is a liquid test kit. I know it's all really close up and hard to see everything that's in it, but what I'm going to show you here is the difference in a test between the liquid and the strips. Now these strips are great, you know, they're easy to use, you can tell if there's no levels, but they're really inaccurate at higher levels, and they're pretty expensive actually. They're like, this multi-test strip I believe was between $8 and $12 for maybe 20-30 strips. The liquid test kit I got here online for 25 bucks about, free shipping, and it's better for just as many or probably twice as many tests, so it doesn't actually cost much more and it's much better. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is test nitrates in my tank with both the quick dip test strips and the liquid test we have here. I forget the brand here. Let me see what brand this is. They're all going to be pretty much the same. It's an API brand, but they're all pretty much the same if you buy liquid test kits. So what we're going to do here is first test the nitrates with my quick dip. So I'm going to take one out. I'm going to be doing some updates on my saltwater aquarium soon because I had it kind of down for like 6 months but still running, and now I've done some new stuff to it and got it running better, so I'll have some updates soon. But in this video we're just going to do the showing this. So here's the test strip. I'm going to go ahead, turn my camera. There you can see my tank. I'm just going to go dip this. How this works is you wait about 15 seconds with it flat, you put it in there for about a second, take it out, hold it flat, and then you wait about 15 to 30 seconds, and then you test the nitrate versus the little color key they got here. So they have a little color key here. And the only one we're going to look at is the top one, nitrate. So that's this one. And we're going to try to match it up, but we still got to wait about 10 seconds. So at 2.5 minutes here, we'll look at what it compares to. Alright, so I don't know what you guys think. I'd say that's around 40 maybe, between 20 and 40. But it's hard to really tell exactly, but I'd say maybe 40. That looks pretty close to me. So this is saying we have about 40 parts per million nitrate. Okay, so that's the paper test kit. It's saying I got 40 parts per million. Now 40 parts per million is okay, but it's on the high level for a fish only tank. You really want to stay under 40 parts per million, so that'd be pretty high. So I'd want to do some water changes pretty quick right now if that's what it really was. For a coral tank or stuff with lots of other things in the saltwater world, you'd want to keep it actually lower than that, probably under 20 parts per million for a fish tank and under 5 parts per million for a coral tank. But let's go ahead and test this. What we do with this is we take one vial. I'm going to rinse it out in the tank water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to fill it up with 5 milliliters of liquid itself. You just rinse it out first a couple times so it's, you know, only got tank water in it, nothing else. And then it's got a line on it. You fill it up to right about where the line is. Alright, now it's back in there. And I got nitrate solution number 1. You add 10 drops. As you can see, it says 10 over here. So I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Now I'm going to add 10 drops to the test tube thing we got here. Now I'm going to close it with a cap. Don't use your finger, use the caps they include. Your finger could mess up the test. Swish it around a little bit and then shake it for a little while. It says up to 30 seconds in the instructions. While I'm shaking this test tube, for testing nitrates you have to use 2 bottles. You put in this and then you put in the second bottle. For some of the other tests you just use 1 bottle. So nitrate is actually one of the longest tests. ammonia, nitrite, and some of the other things are quicker. But I'm going to shake them both up now. Test tube should be done. That's shaken up. And I'm going to remove the top from the test tube. Now I put in 10 drops of the second bottle solution for nitrate. I cover it, swish it around a couple times, and now shake it for up to a minute, it says. Now I've done this test about 10 times. I've tested water I bought from the store, I've tested my tap water, I've tested my tank waters in all my tanks, and I found that you should shake this like it says for about a minute, and then it tells you to wait for 5 minutes, but after I shake this for a minute, I really don't have to wait 5 minutes. After I wait like 10-20 seconds, it's pretty much the same color it's going to be after 5 minutes. I've let it sit for 5 minutes and compared my findings, and pretty much it's a finished product after you shake it for close to a minute. Now I haven't been watching the timer. Usually I would count this out or watch a timer, so I'm not sure. I know I talked a little bit while shaking this, but I'm just going to put it down now. Now a complete yellow color is best. So we got a little bit of orange. That means I do have some nitrates in my tank. And this came with a booklet thing. So my tank's mostly a fish only tank. I do have an anemone in there. And for a fish only tank, you really want to stay 20 parts per million or less. So how this works is 20 parts per million is under the color that it is. So this is 20 part per million color. So the directions say to wait 5 minutes, but I believe my test strip, if I'm not mistaken, said we had 40 parts per million. Trying to go slow just so this has time to fully change if it's going to get any darker. But this, I'd say right now, is showing, this color right here is 5 parts per million, this is 10 parts per million. I don't think we're any darker than 10 parts per million, because this would be 10-20, and I think that's too dark. So we're showing 5 to 10 parts per million, whereas my test strip showed 40. So see how much a difference that is? Now I am kind of concerned because the test strip showed so high. Which one should I trust? Well, honestly, the liquid testing is much more accurate, and this is the one that you should trust. So go with liquid testing. In this case, it's nice because I thought I had higher nitrates than I really did. You have to worry, if it ever gets red, you're really in big trouble, because if it ever gets red, you're in the 160, 80, and 40 looks kind of red. 80 looks really red, and 160 looks really red. So if you're ever anywhere close to red color, that's really bad. You're going to want to be doing massive water changes to try to fix that. But as long as you're in the really light orange color and you don't have corals, then you're just fine. Of course, yellow would be best, but 5 to 20 parts per million between this color and this color, these three colors, that's pretty safe range. So it's been a while now. It says, like I said, to wait up to 5 minutes. It might not have been that long yet, but like I said, I've found that the test pretty much stays the same. And as you can see, it hasn't changed much. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a liquid test kit. Don't be scared to use them. The directions are really straightforward. I never really used them in the past that much, but the directions are really straightforward. They're really easy to use. This test was the hardest test because you have to use 2 bottles. Most of the other tests, like I said, you just use 1 bottle, shake it up, and then check the color. But really great, a lot more accurate is what everyone online says. So I'm going to hope that's true, since it's telling me I got less nitrates than my paper strips are. But really recommend it. If you guys have any questions about liquid testing or anything about biological filtration, just let me know, and we'll see you guys later. Happy fish keeping.